Hello everyone, welcome to Friday, the 17th of January 2025. I'll be reading as usual from UCB Daily Devotional, a United Christian Broadcasters Daily Devotional. Today's topic is We All Need the Same Grace. We all need the same grace. Bible text is from Luke chapter 18 verse 13 from the New King James Version. It says, God be merciful to me, a sinner. God be merciful to me, a sinner. The message says, Jesus said, 2 men went up to the temple to pray, one a Pharisee and the other a tax collector. The Pharisee stood and prayed thus with himself, God, I thank you that I'm not like other men, extortioners, unjust adulterers, or even as this tax collector. I fast twice a week. I give tithes of all that I possess. And the tax collector, standing afar off, would not so much as raise his eyes to heaven, but beat his breast, saying, God, be merciful to me, a sinner. I tell you, this man went down to his house justified rather than the other. Verse 10 and 14 to 14. The difference between these 2 men is that the Pharisees was guilty of sins of the spirit, and the tax collector was guilty of the sins of the flesh. Pride shut the door of heaven to the Pharisee, and humility opened the door of heaven to the tax collector. The Pharisee said he was innocent but went home guilty. The tax collector acknowledged he was guilty and went home innocent. Notice, he doesn't use the usual word for mercy. The word used here dates back to the Hebrew word kippur, which means atonement, as in Yom Kippur, which means the Day of Atonement. The word atonement means to cover. What the tax collector said was, God, I am admitting what you already know is true about me. I'm a sinful man with a sinful heart. God, will you cover me? That is all God needed to hear from him to save him. And that is all God needs to hear from you too. Don't forget the topic is we all need the same grace. Bible text once again from Luke 18:13 from New King James Version. Please don't forget, read the Bible for your own good. You can read today from the book of Psalms chapter 17, Psalm 17, Proverbs 17, Genesis chapter 17, and lastly, Matthew chapter 17. With that said, this is your friend, Lady S.L. Domain. Have a very productive weekend. Bye now. Shalom.